Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell is rolling out first-of-its-kind consumer protection rules for assisted living facilities. The new regulations target unfair and deceptive practices, including misleading promises about services, improper fees, and unlawful evictions. Assisted living residences will have to use clear, straightforward agreements that spell out what services cost, when prices can go up, and what happens if a resident can no longer afford to stay or needs more advanced care. The rules also require honest disclosure about nursing care on site and reinforce that residents have the same tenant rights as anyone else when it comes to fees and evictions. These new regulations take effect July 17th.